We're going to start simple today with a very easy card for one of your friends. And then I'm going to show you how to step it up if you want just a little bit more. No pressure, just options. I'm Barb, and this is Step It Up Stamping. Let's get started. Today I am using the Fern and Flora Bundle. This is from the May through August 2026 Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I love this bundle. There are just so many options. You could make a beautiful feminine card like we're making today, or you can make a fabulous masculine card simply by changing the colors that you use. So today we are using one of my favorite new ink colors. The base of this card is Barely Blush. You can see that it's a very soft pink, and I'm pairing it with two more of the new ink colors, Crisp Cantaloupe, that's what I used for the sentiment, slightly darker, and Peaceful Pine, this absolutely gorgeous green. Isn't that pretty? So you can see that the Barely Blush is really light, and the Calypso Coral is a step up from that. We've got just a rectangle of paper, and by the way, I have complete instructions for you. So if you want, check the link below and you'll be able to grab the tutorial for all three cards that I'm going to be doing today. I'm using the largest fern in the bundle, stamping that in Barely Blush. Then I'm stamping the same fern in Peaceful Pine. And then I'm stamping the frame on Peaceful Pine. That also comes in the bundle. And then the sentiment in Crisp Cantaloupe. So just a very simple, easy card that you could make 10 of in a real hurry. Could actually make a ton of them. And you could just change up the sentiment that goes in this frame. You can see here that the frame, the stamped frame, also has a die cut with it and a lot of different sentiments that will fit in there. So it makes it really easy to do. So this is what I like to call a busy bee card for those of us that are always in a hurry, need a card in a hurry, or if you're a beginner stamper, beginner card maker, this card is perfect. So let's step it up a bit. Oh, I did the envelope too, so let me get that out of the way. Let's step this up a bit, and this is what I like to call the worker bee card. Now, this card still uses the Barely Blush cardstock, and then I just used on white. I did a embossing folder, and this embossing folder is called Forever Plaid. It just gives a little bit of interest to the background. And then again, I used Crisp Cantaloupe, but this time I added a frame. Let me bring the other one back in so you can see the difference. I just added a mat of Crisp Cantaloupe behind that stamped image, stamped it just the same way, except this time I cut out a moth that was stamped in Crisp Cantaloupe, and I did cut that out with scissors because I wanted to show you that you don't have to have the bundle. Although if you do have the bundle, this is going to come together much faster. And then right here, I did the sentiment the exact same way. Now, one thing that I did add here, and I want to give you a close-up of these are the in color 2026-2028 dots, and these are in Peaceful Pine. So everything coordinates together. If you're a beginner stamper, one thing that can be really challenging sometimes is going to the craft store and trying to get colors that all coordinate together. But fortunately for us, Stampin' Up! Has a color coordinated palette, so it makes it really easy to put your colors together. Okay, friends, this is our Queen Bee card. Isn't that gorgeous? You do need the bundle for this, and it comes together very quickly because as you can see in the bundle, you've got all these dies. Those are the dies on the right-hand side. So it makes really quick work of cutting out all of these little pieces and putting them together. It's really super simple. Now, the only thing I want to point out here, let me go back to the picture of the dies, if you look right below, right underneath where the frame is, you're going to see 4 images that look like bow ties. And the interesting thing is that those bow ties are what create these flowers. You just kind of put them together, and then you add the little, in this case, peaceful pine on top. So let me try to get a really good picture for you of that. And you can see how this plaid embossing folder, the Forever Plaid folder, really adds a lot of interest to that background. Now, I just use white, Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Peaceful Pine, so the same colors on all 3 cards, but I did take this up a notch because it is a Queen Bee card for experienced card makers, although this one's pretty easy. And you could see how the moths were cut out with the dies and how you get a much cleaner, that's actually the butterflies, a cleaner look than I was able to do with scissors, but you could cut them out with scissors if you need to. Okay, so I wanted to point out this strip right here. This strip is a piece of the beautiful Ordinary Life designer paper. If you've been watching my Step It Up stamping videos for the past couple of weeks, you will know that I'm in love with this paper. And I just put a strip across, but if you don't have that paper, just put a strip of Barely Blush and it will look just as good. So don't worry about that if you don't have that paper. But I do think the lines and the paper used just really add a lot of interest to this card because it coordinates with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. So there you have it, my friends. We've got the Queen Bee card for experienced card makers. We have got the Worker Bee card for card makers who just want to take their card up a step or two. And then finally, we have the Busy Bee card, which is our super simple card. And quite honestly, often the card that I will make because it seems like I always need a card in a hurry. And this card will come together very quickly. So if you have the dies, this is my favorite because look, you can even cut out that beautiful frame and all those little elements that come together. But it just depends on your own personal style and where you're at in your own personal stamping journey. I personally would be proud to send any of these cards to one of my friends that I think is amazing. So there you go, my friends. Make sure you let me know in the comments below which one's your favorite and which one you'd be most likely to make. And I'll be back next week with another Step It Up stamping. Talk to you soon, my friends. Bye.